Welcome everybody to Eastbound and Chel with your hosts Mike, Naughty, and Sunshine. After week one of LGAHL action, we are here to talk to you about what went on this week and generally how we feel about it, whether you care or not. Sunshine, how you doing today, buddy?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic. I'm
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm excited today.
yeah, it was a good week, wasn't it? Felt
Well,
good.
outside of game of the week, that was a little bit of a stinker, but these things happen.
Well, I enjoy watching a blowout every now and again.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but
Never hurts
man,
to
I really
see.
thought it would be a close one. I thought we were going to watch a sweaty game, not so
Yeah,
much.
it really looked to be one, but Hershey decided to stomp on them fools, huh?
Yeah, that's a big statement game for them for sure.
Yep. So, well, like to welcome everyone after the first week of season 11. Let's dive right into it, huh, Sunshine?
I'm into it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about the standings, how everybody did, and what went on. So let's start with the Eastern Atlantic with the Hershey Bears we were just discussing. This week they went 7-2, pretty decent week. Uh, Total 14 points. They had 39 goals for, 17 goals against, which gives them a differential of 22. Um, Really not much to say. Pod Diddy and Matt did a really good job there. Uh,
Yeah, I mean they definitely look to be the class of that division. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty tight race there again. Surprised that Charlotte finished the week off a little bit weak there, though. That'll be true.
yeah, no hard feelings on my part for that one, but
Yeah, maybe because they traded away a good defenseman. Who knows? We cannot speculate on these things, you know.
I plead the fifth. How about that?
For sure, for sure.
Uh, all right, moving on to the Providence Bruins. They went 6-2 this week uh, with an overtime win and an overtime loss, so 6-2-1. They had 31 for, 22 against with a differential of 9. They won all their home games, so that was nice. Uh, Really not much to say outside of that for those guys. We'll dive more into it when we go over to power rankings. So we're just going to give you the rundown of how the teams did this week. And then coming in third, Eastern Atlantic is Bridgeport Sound Tigers. They went 6-3 this week, 31 goals for, 20 against. Um, really, with 3-0 away, that's saying something. Um, Dealing with all these new. No, it's not really new. He's doing the West thing for a while. Uh,
Yeah, but the procedures are different now. You
yeah, it's a little more.
higher chance of getting wested.
It's a little more fair in my opinion.
Oh,
Uh,
for sure. But I just, man,
got to
those
give those
West
West guys a
guys,
chance. You got to give
yeah,
them a chance, bro. They play hockey just like us.
give them a chance for what? To get the better connection so they can actually play. Just get rid of the West servers. We're fine.
And what are you going to do with them after that? Make
Make it all,
everybody play on East
stick
servers?
stick them in the ECHL. They'll have their own league. We're fine.
Coming
No,
in
I'm just joking.
coming in at fourth, the Eastern Atlantic with Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Surprising nobody doing well this week with a 6-3 record. 24 goals for, 20 against. Uh, Pretty even home and away. At fifth was the Penguins of Wilkes-Barre Scranton, 6-3, 27 for, 26 against. At six are the Charlotte Checkers, who went 5-3-1. Lost their last three. Uh, they had 22 for, 19 against. Um, and then rounding out are the Thunderbirds and the Wolfpack. Uh, Thunderbirds with 8 points, and the Wolfpack really stinking it up with 4 points. Only two wins on the week.
Yeah, expect some big movement from those guys.
Yep, you want to cover the North there, Sunshine?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, we got Laval coming in at number one. They had a fantastic week, 7-1-1, plus 15 the goal differential, and they're just playing real solid. Definitely gonna be an interesting week to see if they can stomp out some of these other top teams. Syracuse coming in at number two there, 7-2, plus 15 in goal differential. That plus 15 is pretty impressive when you consider that they did get stomped out 10-3 against Hershey.
Yeah, and also impressive is that they had a 6-0 home record.
They like that connection, I'll tell you that
Well,
much.
it's also favorable they had 6 home games this week. Um,
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Number three, you got the defending champs Rochester, maybe still doing a little soul searching. That being said, it looks like they're in a fairly easy division to have 9 points and still be rocking third place.
any division with
Uh,
the Toronto Marlies in it is an easy division.
it is a big oof. Utica coming in at 4-4-1. Um, it looks like in this division some high scores, but not a whole lot of defense being played. Some high goals against here, but number 5 you got Cleveland Monsters 3-5-1.
Who gave up a ton of goals.
Yeah, they didn't score very much. So 16 goals in 9 games
To
is
get
definitely not
to
ideal.
get three wins with a -16 differential is impressive.
Yeah. Then we go to Binghamton, 3-6. Can't be happy. Belleville 2-6-1, and Toronto with the 0-9. The only saving grace here, if you're one of these bottom teams and you think, well, I just had the shittiest week I've ever seen in my life, your division looks pretty soft.
Yeah,
One good week and you're right back in this thing.
and to be
It
honest,
ain't, it ain't impossible.
still only the first week of the season. You're going to see a lot of moves, and maybe some things will change. We just hope it's not a
Man, tell that to my division, eh? Holy.
so you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna see a lot of moves, and maybe things will look up. More power to you, Marlies. Keep playing, boys. Don't give up. It's a long season.
Absolutely.
Moving on to the Western Central, the Manitoba Moose take the top spot uh, with a 5-1-3 record, 13 points, zero goal differential.
That's the new Hartford Wolfpack this year. They're going for 18 OTLs, elite.
Yeah, but in one goal games they were 4-0-3. So that's impressive.
Well, I think they
Out
won't be
of the
happy with
out
the
of the
amount of
nine
goals they're allowing.
out of the 9 games, they 7 of them were one goal games. So really tight. Number 2 is the Milwaukee Admirals. They went 5-3-1. Same as the Moose. They have a 0 goal differential, but they were 4-0-1 on away games. So I guess they're playing well on the opposing servers.
Yeah, be like that sometimes.
Number 3, Texas Stars. They went 5-3-1 as well, with 11.
Shout out to E3MR. They're after the GM gets banned, coming in and doing a pretty nice job in week 1.
Yeah, got to commend them. Got to commend the team for stepping up too and not letting them bother them. Number 4, we have San Antonio Rampage. Pretty solid week, 5-4, 28 goals for, 23 against. Um, Number 5, you have the Rockford Ice Hogs, who went 4-4-1. That's as 500 as it gets. Um, -2 on the goal differential, but still hanging in there in a really tight division.
Yeah,
Tied for 5th or 6th is Grand Rapids Griffins,
big
five
oof.
5-4-1. John Kenny looking to get the ship righted here soon, hopefully.
I
Uh,
mean, for a John Kenny run team to only get 4 wins there in a 10-game week, that's a
I'd
big
have to
oofy.
check the stats, but he had a rough week if I'm not mistaken, myself or himself.
Yeah. Well, they
Um,
did have their Tendy there get banned, I believe. So I mean, fair play a little bit, but at the same time, I didn't think they played amazing, even in games they lost. I just think they might be slumping here and see if they can get it fixed here going
yeah,
forward.
yeah, I expect them to with John Kenny at the helm. Um, Number 7, we have the Chicago Wolves. They went 3-5-1. Big goal differential of -9. So
Yeah,
look out for that.
they are trying their best to build a West like entire team, and
Well,
I don't think it's going to quite pay off for them, if I'm
yeah,
being
with
honest.
their home record of 1-2-1, it's not really working out to them too well.
Yeah. Well, they
Um,
did have some issues of they had a lot of West guys and a lot of East guys, and it's really hard to put them together because I mean you're going to screw somebody over in the connection game there.
Correct.
If you're going to have a Westie, you kind of just need to have a West line for them to play on.
Or one West guy on your line. Uh,
Exactly.
I know for a fact we have a guy from Ireland on who played who was an ECU for us who played this week, and you know he did well, but he was the only one who was not on the East connection. So
Mhm.
coming in at 8 is Iowa Wild, 2-6-1. Uh, Peace looking to make it without Mustachio, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it gets better.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just need to score some goals. They're not allowing a ton, but they just ain't scoring nothing.
it's a repeat of what they did at the beginning of last season. They just they're giving up more than they did.
Yeah.
Uh, Western
Oh
Pacific
boy.
on to you, Sunshine. This is your
Yeah.
division.
Yeah. Looking like a pretty close fought division from top to bottom. You got 5 points separating, which is it's pretty fun. It's fun. But you got Stockton out here, 6-2-1. Corn and Wonder Boy. I mean, I figured they'd be good, and they're playing pretty solid early.
Yeah, putting up a lot of
The
putting up a
Bear,
lot of goals. Just giving up
yeah.
a lot too, though, bro.
Well, if you look in this division, there's a lot of one goal games. A lot of teams playing 4, 5, 6 1 goal games. I mean, it's gonna be a tight division. Barracuda at 5-1-3 with 13 points. Gulls coming in. The Gulls are a little bit of a surprise to me. They're just so hit or miss. You know, they'll get beat pretty bad one day, then come out and beat somebody really bad. I don't know if it's maybe the lines are really imbalanced there, or if they maybe need to shake some things up. But I was pretty surprised at the ups and downs they had. But 5-1 and 1 goal games always helps you out.
I really expected them to do better than they did this week, even though they had a really
Man,
decent week.
$12 million on one dude.
Yep.
Goofers. But hey, they're making it work.
Oh,
Ontario,
he did go 3-0 this week though.
what he better? Oh, what he better? You got Ontario coming in number 4. Strong start to the week. The end of the week was all right. That's a team with really good goaltending there, and they're not going to allow a ton of goals. Colorado Eagles, they're coming at 5-3-1. Uh, just pretty solid play. A lot of plus goal differentials here. Bakersfield Condors at 4-3-1. Pretty even, and then Tucson at 4-5. Yeah, shitty. It'd be like that, but it's early.
Yeah, well, you guys had some decent defense from your top pair. Looks like you guys struggle with your bottom pair D guys, but
Yeah, we struggled with a guy who was inactive, but he's gone, so it's cool now. Big no comp trades.
well, there you have the rundown of the week ending season's standings. We're gonna move into the power rankings. What do you think about that?
Elite power rankings.
Yep. So first thing we're gonna talk about are the team power rankings, and then we'll get into some of the guys. No surprise to anybody, the Hershey Bears come in ranked number 1 with a 5.27 PR. I don't know what that number means, but it's something the league does that makes people feel special
That's their
inside.
it's their like one number. That's
Yeah,
your number. That's your
yeah,
stat.
that
Your
makes
ranked
them feel
number.
special inside. It is what it is.
Yep.
But the big takeaway I take from here is they had a 89.9 penalty killing percentage with a 22.2 power play percentage.
That's pretty elite.
That is those are numbers who, if you keep the whole season, they're going to be pretty hard to stop.
Yeah.
Um, all fairness, I my line did beat them this week. Um, hmm, thanks,
Not a big deal.
thanks, Pa. Love you, bro. Um, they were plus 22 in the goal differential, plus 61 in the shot differential, and plus 12 minutes 32 seconds on time of attack differential. So they're just dominating teams. Um, so hopefully somebody's able to catch up to them. Coming in at number 2 were the Laval Rocket. Um, they had a plus 15 goal differential. They were 33.3 power play percentage. Insane number. With an 81.8 PK percentage. You're going to see, we're going to talk a lot about power play and penalty kill. Special teams are a big factor in any game, I believe, and I think Sunshine has my back on this one. Um, with the amount of penalties that are taken in LG, I think these numbers are indicative of team success.
Yeah, man. Just as long as you don't look at the Tucson Roadrunners power play.
Oh,
So.
we'll hit there. We just have to scroll all the way down. Um,
Oh no, we'll end after the top 10. After that, teams don't matter. We're gonna
coming
ignore everyone
coming
else.
in at 3 are the Crunch, uh, who had a plus 15 goal differential, a paltry 14.3 power play percentage, but a respectable 71.4 penalty kill percentage.
Respectable. Get that out of here. That's boo boo, bud.
Now, I think anything over 70 is respectable.
See, if you want
When you're killing 7 out of 10 penalties, I think that's decent. Um,
we'll agree to disagree.
I'm taking it from a defenseman's point of view. Killing 7 out of 10 penalties, I'll take that any day. Thank you. Um, time of attack differential was plus 11 minutes, so they're holding the puck 11 minutes more than their opponent, which never hurts. The Bruins come in at number 4 with a plus 9 goal differential, a minus 4 shot differential. So they're getting outshot even though they had the puck 9 minutes longer than their opponents. They did have 20.6% power play and an 80% PK. So it's not those are really good numbers, I believe. Number five are the Tigers with 11. I'm sorry, yeah, a plus 11 goal differential. 18.8% on the power play needs to be better, but they had an 88.5 PK percentage. Uh, Crazy number. They had a minus 10 minutes on time of attack. Yeah, they went
Hey, man.
6 and 3 this week. So
All about bearing your chances, man.
yeah, yeah. Also, power to those defensemen for keeping the pucks out of the scoring zones. You know, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. You want me to grab the next five for you, bud?
Why don't you, brother?
Yeah, man. We'll hop into the checkers. Big 5-3-1. Checkers. We're not going to talk about that power play. That's a big oof. Less than 10% is never great.
9.5%, bro.
The PK pretty solid, 86.
Yeah,
Moose, same story. Awful PP. Awful. PK's okay.
7.7%. You guys aren't burying it when you have the chance. I don't understand.
Yeah, man. You get the Pens. They're coming in at 6-3. They won all six of their games in a row, so that's not too bad. Power play, big part of it, 25%. 83% PK is not awful.
Yeah, but look at that minus 16 minutes time of attack.
I mean, it's a little bit of an overrated stat. I mean, you can cycle around me all day long, but if you're not going to score, you're not going to win.
I agree with that one. I will give you kudos for that statement.
We do got the Phantoms coming in next. That's a big oof on the power play, but it's a pretty solid penalty kill. 5.6 power play. That ain't gonna get it done.
Well,
I'll give you one
that shows you that they're scoring even strength goals a lot because they went 6 and 3.
Yep.
So
I will show you what is gonna work for you. The Eagles coming in at 5-3-1. A real big part of that, 37.5 on the power plays.
that's
You
beast
cannot
number.
you can't take penalties on these guys. They will score on you every time. And they
No,
followed up with an 88.9% PK. It's
yeah,
fantastic.
so they're not giving it up when they do take a penalty either. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I'd have to look at their stats, but I don't think they took too many penalties either. So they didn't get a whole lot of time on that.
Right.
Crazy number. Since we get out of the top 10 real quick, I want you to take a look at number 25. The Thunderbirds had a 40.9 power play percentage.
They
That
didn't
is
contribute to
insane.
much there, apparently.
But then you also look at the Stockton Heat had a 92.3 penalty kill percentage.
See, I'm one of those guys. I think I would rather have a better PK than power play, honestly.
Well, you know, either you want to put them in or you don't. How about this number for
Fair
the
play.
Toronto Marlies? 0.0% on the power play.
Yeah, I mean, that's a yeah. We're not yeah. We're gonna move on.
Yep.
I feel bad. I feel bad because like it's not like these guys aren't trying. Obviously, like no one wants to come in here and lose, and it is. I understand the frustration of getting out here and just getting blasted, but
Well,
just keep with it.
the bonus to these stats is it gives you something to focus on where you can focus your attention to.
Yeah,
So you can understand that they really need to focus on how they work their power play and maybe just start throwing pucks at the net.
it's shitter season, man. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
let's. I'm gonna scroll back down there to maybe help these guys. They had a minus 55 shot differential, so they're getting tremendously outshot. So
I think they're just getting tremendously outplayed just about every facet. But they've made a lot of moves we'll get to in a few minutes here
yep.
that'll
Well,
definitely put her in there.
let's talk about the players of the week.
Let's do it. I'm into it.
Their top forward of the week was Mercer QC from the Syracuse Crunch. He went 3-0 with 16 points, 10 goals. He was a plus 13. Plays left wing for those boys. Really decent week. Anytime you put up 16 points in a week, that's tremendous.
Yeah, you gotta love life. Tell you what. Holy.
Coming in at number 2 is Keegan from the Texas Stars. He also went 3-0, 13 points. He went 3-0, not 3-0.
3 and ooh.
3-0. 13 points, 9 goals, plus 4. Crazy how you get 13 points and you're only a plus 4 though. Coming in at number 3 is LG McDonald. Oh man.
Well, he had a beast of a game.
Yeah, he got most of his points in that game.
We can't let him be on game of the week anymore. He's gonna have 150 points by the end of the year. Holy boys!
Give him a time to shine and he'll show up, I guess. Big old clutch. 13 points, 8 goals, plus 10. Also left wing. So your top 3 forwards this week were all left wingers. Right D guys.
Which is pretty surprising because typically left wing is a little bit harder to find some nice players on, to be honest.
These right D men got to put them on clamps on, I'm telling you. Letting these left wings walk all over you.
Damn, man. Where's the right D's at? Someone help me out.
We're going to take a look at the top three guys on defense. Uh, just a point of fact, I want to note that coming in at number 13 from the Hershey Bears was Corvo, 13, 3-0, 13 points, 5 goals, plus 10. Big,
Illuminati confirmed.
yeah, big 500K guy, putting up some numbers. Just
I
FYI,
mean,
keep an eye
if
on
you
that
want to
guy.
throw it out there, I got two 500K guys back to back on this list, 18 and 19. Hello.
Well, yeah, we all know about Jersey Devil. Uh, we all know he's decent. Okay, we all know
Peace knows.
he's good. But I'm your beast. You're not coming in at that list as well as impressive as well.
Yeah,
Um,
as an ECU too, which is real nice. Playing with, obviously just throwing you right into the fire there, but it's kind of what you need to do if you want to make the team here, or any
uh,
team really.
Anybody on that who's not list, poke their name out at you. Uh,
Um,
Red Pepsi hits me smack in the face. So does Nazi Two Face. Um,
yeah, Red Pepsi, real solid player. Nazi coming back. He played defense for a few seasons, so I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt of maybe needing a week here to get going, get used to playing forward again.
yep,
Hopefully.
yep. And I think just Pepsi might have just had a bad week trying to work through, getting his line squared away. So
Yeah, he might be falling victim to the classic. I'm the GM or the AGM here, so I should put myself on the third line and
and
play
try to
everyone's
carry,
first line.
try to put everybody in
Yeah,
the backpack.
it usually doesn't work. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, more power to him for trying. That's what an owner's supposed to do. So, uh, you know, I like to see
Yeah,
it, but hopefully he gets a little more help next week.
yeah.
All right. So looking at your players of the week for defense, coming in at number one is Matador's Dana with a 3-0 record, 7 points, 2 goals, plus 12 from the left D spot. Dude is a beast playing for the Hershey Bears. What more can I say? That dude just you know
The numbers speak for themselves on
Yeah,
him.
and we watched him play on that game of the week, and he's just the captain of that line. He just runs to where the puck goes. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Um, Coming in at number two from the Laval Rockets is Kurt 88, 3-0, 7 points, 2 goals, plus 12 from the right D position. Uh, we were asking where the right D guys were. There they are, right there. Um,
Oh, we need about 50 more of them, please. Stop these left wingers.
Coming in at number three is Osama bin Blazin. We all knew he would have a decent season. At least I did. Another Hershey Bear, 3-0, 6 points, 1 goal. He's a +9. Also the right D position. So those guys are your players of the week for defense. Um, no surprise there. We all knew those guys were pretty good. Shout out to your boy Rico for getting number four.
My
Um,
man's a beast.
uh, Going 3-0 for the week, he got most of your wins. So power to him.
Spoiler alert, all but one.
I'm just going to ignore the fact that I'm on that list. Moving on. Who's hot for goalie? Your top three.
Oh, no, no. Who's not here? Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm just moving right along.
Woo. Ah,
Uh, who stands
the
out
big
for you here?
B rated. 0-2-1 in Grand Rapids. There is definitely one that I was not expecting.
Yeah, minus
Uh,
three. Which 3 games? Those are all 1 goal games probably.
yeah.
Um, so unfortunate for him. Um, Magical Snipes being on that list surprises me. Um,
Yeah,
I've
bit of a rough week.
Yeah, I've seen him around since season 7. He's a really decent D man, so I'm surprised to see him on this list. Hopefully
Well,
he gets.
these things happen with inactive players, and you're playing a whole line of ECUs. Basically, it gets rougher in a hurry.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. I'm sure we'll see him off of this list fairly shortly. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, hopefully his team can support him and score some goals to get that -10 out of the way. Um, Moving on to goalies, the Doog Star for Charlotte, 3-0. 29 saves, 1.42 goals against, 85.3 save percentage, 1 shutout. Um, Coming at number two is the Biggs from the Moose, 3-0-1. 3-0-1 with 50 saves, 1.43 goals against, 89.3 save percentage. That's pretty badass. 1 shutout as well. And number three is Crawling Bacon from the Rockets. No surprise there. 4-1, 60 saves. 1.94 goals against, 85.7 save percentage with a shutout as well. Um, any surprises there for you, Sunshine?
Not any surprises. I definitely want to give a shout out here to Fleury. 5-0-1 on the week. 96 saves. Like, holy, this dude faced some freaking rubber.
Seeing a lot of rubber.
201 and 87% save. That's a fantastic
When you
week.
see that much rubber in your save percentage that high, you're doing something right.
Oh, absolutely. I would say the big surprise, Vital Days. Didn't think he would be on the Who's Not. Moosopotamus definitely winning the battle between those two tendies.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Deuces and Enraged are on that Who's Not list as well.
Well,
Um,
Deuces is banned, so
yeah, it probably had something to do with it.
he
Uh,
gone.
um, yeah, um, there you go. All right.
Get into a little of these contract studs.
I don't really like this
Yeah,
one.
neither do I.
We can talk about it if you want, but
No, no. I mean,
it's
I'll talk about.
after the first week, there's not really much to talk about it. When you hit week 6 or 7, then we can talk about studs and duds because that's when it really shows through.
Yeah, fair enough.
Team MVPs. This is another one that I feel that you really need a few weeks under your belt to get into it. No surprise, Mercer, Keegan, McDonald. Your top 3 forwards are going to be your MVPs, of course. Um, waiver bait. This is something we could probably talk about a little bit, but again, the first week, I know
Most of those guys are probably already gone, if I'm
uh,
being honest.
I know for a fact that for my team, there were a lot of availability issues, and there probably was for you from what you were talking about with all your ECUs and whatnot. Hopefully, with the summer league, that the availabilities of players and activity of players increases. So we'll see where it goes from there. Uh, LG takeaway points. Do you like this one? Some of this stuff
No,
just doesn't make sense to
nope.
me. I, I get Maritime Grit defenseman deserves to be on here, and Mahan Solo, Baba
Mahan
Booey,
Solo's elite. Maybe this guy will score one of these days. Who knows?
uh, Top Thugs. That's something we should watch. I agree with this one. When you're taking 13 penalty minutes in a week, that's pretty bad.
If you're
Uh,
taking any more than like 6 in a week, you're starting to look a little side eyed
yeah,
at
I have
somebody.
a video of penalty I took this week where nothing happens and I get called. But I digress. I
That
digress.
seems pretty elite, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Most blocks, Neposh Patrick.
Yeah,
4 blocks.
blocks. Get out of
It's
here.
it's yeah. It's
Let's talk about some fun stuff, man. Let's get some trades in here.
yeah.
Some
So
Mike. Give me some Michael Bay.
let's move on to the news. The news of the day. If I can remember where I put it. Right there. All right, there we go. The news of the day. So let's go roll down to the 12th is when the week ended. The 11th.
Yep. Yep.
All right. So your team traded JT Stunner 26 and NHL God 13 to the Belleville Senators for No Blood 777. Tell me a little bit about that trade.
Yeah, I mean, No Blood's a guy who has had flashes of really great play. Season 9, he had like 65-ish points.
So it looks like
Um,
you gave up those roster guys? Were they ECUs?
no, no, a couple TCs, man.
Yeah.
Like when the price was a couple TCs, you figure, I went 4-5. My division looks to be pretty tight, so I need to add some goal scoring if I can, especially with if you scroll up a little bit, the big crazy Canuck, no comp trade, no idea if he's actually playing. So hopefully he plays for Manitoba. I don't like to see people get banned, but at the same time, screw you for being a douche.
I'm looking for that one. Hold on. Maybe I just didn't see it.
It's like 2 trades up.
Oh. Well,
You've done lost the plot, son.
there it is. Found it.
Hey.
All right. Anyway, looks like Belleville Senators are making a lot of moves. Um,
Yeah, not the greatest week for them. So I understand trying to shake some things up here and see what sticks.
they traded Shane Nista to the Eagles for Buckeyes 25-25. I don't know either one of those guys.
Shane Essa was in NHL for a while. I don't know what position they're playing, so I couldn't speak to see if they're any playing well or bad or whatever.
And then the Senators made another trade. Sales Majestes sounds like a Sales Majestes sounds like a Frenchie. Um,
Yeah.
to the Condors for fresher than 23.
Fresher
Um,
than another guy who has a lot of potential, and you can see where the
Yeah,
value would be, but he definitely hasn't shown on paper
I've
that he
seen
can
him
be
play.
that guy.
He plays pretty decent. It's just he needs the right pieces around him, I guess.
Yeah.
Rockford making a trade, getting rid of Mello Gang and Mafio Z67 for Maple Leafs 1981. That's two goalies going swapping sides, right? Is
No.
Mello playing goalie this season?
No, he's playing wing.
Oh, well, I'm mistaken. I'm wrong again, bro.
Yeah, man, you're lucky I'm here, man.
I'm
I'm
just
here to save your
I'm
life.
big swings and misses.
It's all good.
All right. Uh, any other notable trades here that we can see? I'm not going to go through every one. There's a big one here. Left bench 671. If you remember him from the Americans last season, getting traded from the Wild to Stockton for Enraged Fury. If my memory serves me correct, Enraged Fury was on the Wild last season and saved their season towards the end of the season, got them into the playoffs. So maybe it's
Yeah.
just going with what you know.
Yeah,
So
I mean, left bench there is AGM in the CHL, so can't be called up. So I assume he's just looking for TC games there in Stockton.
Suck My Caco moves from the Wolfpack to the Senators for a first round pick from Ottawa.
There you go. Here's one. You got Intro, a Raging Sloth, and Biggs Deli
Oh yeah, I seen
for
this one.
Andrade K and Flyers Fan Fury. Flyers Fan Fury, in my opinion, way overpaid, but maybe he goes to Toronto and makes a bit of a difference here.
Yeah, Marlies are making some moves, trying to make some stuff happen.
They
So
need to.
Raging Sloth had a bunch of penalty minutes this week, but or no, am I wrong on that one? I'd have to look. Um, yeah, so Marlies are moving some stuff. They moved Fit Nasty as well to the Wolves for WK Smurf. And they also moved Cooked Mega Toast and Fatal
Great
Zoo,
name.
yeah, to the Americans who are also making a bunch of moves for Wager Up. That's the big name in that one for me. Um, and Blues 1595 and JL the King. Um, Now You Dead got traded from the Eagles for looks like some part of some draft picks or part of a NHL deal that went through. Um, yeah, anything else light your fire there, Sunshine?
Oh, not much. A lot of reshuffling after week one. You kind of get an idea of who has some chemistry together, who doesn't, and it's really if you can get through week 1 and 2 and have a group of guys with some chemistry, you feel pretty good. So if you're gonna make moves, it's best to make them early, I think.
Yep. So from that, uh, we can talk about Sunshine's hot take.
Yeah, we do need to write it down for my hot take from for the whole season because I think I'm spot on so far with five of those top 10 teams missing the playoffs. But
It's only the first week, Sunshine.
yeah, well, let me have my victories, all right, bud. How about
Yeah,
that?
no, you can take your W,
I,
albeit short-lived.
I, hey, I don't need all that, all
Hey,
right?
hey, hey. So what's your hot take of the week this week, Sunshine?
Man, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I'm not in love with anything I've come up with, if I'm being honest. But I see a team like Milwaukee dropping down here this week and having a pretty rough week. I think their division has gotten better this week. Um, Red Pepsi having a rough week really concerns me. Um, I don't feel ultra confident. They're not allowing a ton of goals, but they're really not scoring either. A lot of one goal games. They don't instill confidence. I don't think they'll be sitting in P2 here at the end of the week.
Well, let's dive into to Milwaukee a little further and discuss that further, huh?
Absolutely.
Let's see who they got on the schedule next week, huh?
Yeah. Well, it
So
is a rough schedule,
so
especially to start out.
coming up, they got the Phantoms, the Bears, the Wolfpack, the Thunderbirds with that amazing power play percentage.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then they cross over and play the CUDA, second place in our division. Providence, Charlotte, Bridgeport, and like it's a tough schedule.
yep,
And
yep.
I don't know, nothing against them, obviously. I just think this is the week that they're going to stumble a bit, where I think the rest of the division gets up, and then they're going to have to make a push here to try to get back to that spot.
And looking into it, Yeah, a couple of the guys did really good. Hockey John with 3-0, Super Light 3-0, Big Lebunski 3-0. Their one goaltender Jay Philly went 3-1. Uh,
It's a lot of 3-0s, which makes me worry because it seems
looks
like
like
it's
they're one line in it, huh?
yeah, they got a bunch of 3-0. They got a couple 0-2, 1-2, 1-2. Their starting goalie goes 2-2-1. That's not awful, but maybe you see a change there with Jay Philly. Um, and you see like a guy like Superlight, he goes 3-0 as a center and puts up 2 points. Like even when they're winning games, they're really not convincing me that they have what it takes to, especially go up against teams like Hershey and Providence and a few others that are putting up a lot of goals. I don't know that they can hang right now with some of those totals getting thrown out there.
Yeah, it looks like Hockey John is leading them in points with 8 points. He's got 4 goals, 4 assists, but
Yeah.
he's only a +1.
In a 3-0 schedule. Again, I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody. That's just my hot take. They're in second place. I think they probably fall down to fourth, maybe fifth. We'll see how things go though.
Yeah, I want to dive into uh, a team I think is gonna make a push this week. We'll talk about the San Diego
The Tucson
Gulls.
Roadrunners. Hello.
Madden's and I Pass You Score uh, running this team uh, this week. They travel to Rochester, Laval. Belleville comes to them. They got Toronto on the schedule, Chicago Wolves on the schedule. Then they got the Crunch, but then they come back with the Devils, the Comets, and the Monsters. So it's a hit or miss week. A lot of teams middling around 500 on their schedule, but then they got a couple powerhouses there. Uh,
Yeah, this is another team that I just don't see taking off. A lot of like Madden's goes 2-1 with a -4. I pass you score 2-1 with a -4. A lot of 1 and 2s -5, but then you got your 3 and O's guys. 0 and 2 here for Cujo is not great. Scandy Boy Apparition, probably two top six pieces for him. Haven't played a game yet. No one knows what's going on with that. And just they don't instill a ton of confidence in me, man, if I'm being honest.
yeah, but I look at their defense with Odie, Nordit, uh, Clutch Dolphin. Um,
The defense only takes you so far, though, if you can't score
yeah,
goals.
but also Prodigy Rising with 8 points, 1 goal, 7 assists. Um,
It's not awful.
I am Mad Ice. He's got 10 points, 6 goals, 4 assists, +8. They got some guys who are producing, but it looks like they had
Uh,
a lot.
Looks
Yeah,
like they have one line that's doing really well. And
they also have 2 guys who haven't played a game, so maybe there's some availability issues. So it looks like they
well,
they,
that's the issue because I would say those
they
are
even went
probably two
six.
of their best
They
players.
went 6-3 without those guys. What are they gonna do when they show up?
Probably not as good because I don't think they were quite. I don't think they played to where their record ended up being. If I'm being honest,
Well,
like
we can
if you
agree
look at
to
their
disagree.
schedule,
We can.
well, let's check out the schedule.
I'm
You know,
I'm calling the Gulls to push, bro.
all right, it's fair. I just man, if the goal totals stay low, they got a good shot. But like, they lose 6-2 to Tucson. They lose 7-0 to the Gulls. A 2-1 win, a 4-3 win, a 2-1 win, a 6-5 loss, a 2-1 win, a 3-2 win, and then a big 8-4. The 8-4 helps, but a lot of like if they can keep the score down,
Well,
which they have the defense to do.
Manitoba Moose is leading the division right now. They beat them 8-4, right?
Sure, my boys are in last place, and we beat them 6-2.
And
The Griffins are out of the playoffs,
they
and
also lost
they're lost
7-0
7-0.
there. Okay, so
I just say
I
they're
see
a
your
bit
points.
inconsistent.
I see your
They're
points.
inconsistent. I see the top end talent, and I would feel better if Scanny and Apparition were playing. I would like them a lot more. But until they play, I don't love them that much, honestly.
All right. Well, there you have Sunshine's hot take with a little bit of input from Mike Naughty, even though it's terrible input. It is what it is.
Mike Naughty's hot take might do better than mine. Who knows?
All right. So let's roll into what we're gonna do for the game of the week this week. Um, who do you want to see play?
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it and what matchup might be cool to see. And it really obviously depends on what days we end up playing that we can actually do it. To
True.
be
True
fair,
story. True story. I
um,
think I want to watch the Heat play a game.
see, I was thinking the same thing, but I just don't know what game I'd like. see maybe the Laval game would be fun there on Monday night. Little Monday night puck for you.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Uh,
Um, I certainly don't want to see him play Toronto. I don't. I've seen bloodbaths. I don't need to see another.
yeah, I'd really like to see the Hogs go against the Heat. That's a Tuesday night game. But we'll see where our schedule goes. Let's have some
Yeah,
backups. What do you think?
absolutely.
Um, and also, we'd love some input from our viewers. So hit us up in the forums or on the show, and we'll take your input and see if we can't watch one of those games. Um, the Bruins look like a hot team to watch. We've already
Yeah,
seen the Bears and the Crunch. The Rocket look like a team to watch. I really want to see one of these middling teams. Give those guys a little love too at some point. Maybe not this week. Maybe next week.
yeah. Maybe not ever. What?
uh,
I'm just giving you a
does
hard
anybody
time.
want to see the Calder Cup champs play? Uh, shout out to see if you want to, or shout out to us if you want to see them. Um,
The Sound Tigers. I heard they're pretty bad. I don't know. They got that Mike Naughty guy.
uh, uh, you know, I don't really like talking about my team all that much. We did have some availability issues this week, and we still went 6-3. Um, and we've also made a couple moves, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be a pretty nice week. I hope.
yeah, yeah. If Mike Naughty can stay out of the penalty box, it'd be even better.
Well, good
Um,
luck with that.
I only had, like I said, I had that one phantom penalty, and then I took one other penalty, and that they're both in the same game. Unfortunately, I was doing really well up until the last game of the week, and it was actually in the third period late.
Yeah,
We were already
man.
up.
Another team I wouldn't mind seeing team of the week there. The Texas Stars had a pretty nice week. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more of them.
Sure.
They play you boys on a Wednesday night. That might be the one.
Played Utica. Is that what you said?
Bridgeport.
Oh, well, that if I don't play that game, love to cover it. Um,
Absolutely.
Wednesday night at 10:30. So that'd be a decent game to watch. I agree. Um,
Yeah.
no lineups in as we speak, so um,
Crazy.
boys are waiting until last minute as usual.
Trade.
Typical management. Typical management.
I'll defend them. I'm still waiting for trades to go through
Uh,
myself.
no hate from my end. I was just giving them a hard time.
Uh,
Let's take a look at the stars though while we're here. Ether MR and JMM 420. Ether MR from the left D position, posting 3-0. He had 4 points, so he's averaging over a point a game, and he's a +4. So
Real
that's decent.
solid defensive defenseman. So definitely
Yes.
look for him to keep that up.
And points leader obviously is Keegan.
Keegan.
Um, no surprise. 3-0, 13 points, 9 goals, 4 assists. Only a +4 though, so that like I said at the beginning of the show, that surprised me. So even
Yeah.
though he's putting up a lot of points, his line's giving up a lot of goals as well. But they're
Some
still
nice
winning.
play from Malia, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, 4-1. We all seen a couple seasons ago. He was on. Was it 2 seasons ago? Last season he was on Toronto where they had a rough go. But
Yeah, I mean, he put the team together though, so he dug his own grave there.
but now he's back and not in management, and he's doing really well. 4-1. So
Absolutely.
props to him. Um, looking at it, any standout to you guys other than Ether and DJ Freeze 3-0, 3 points, 3 assists, +4. Um, Nobody else really stands out.
Pasta's not doing too bad there. 3-0, 9 points. It's all right. It's
Yeah,
pretty
no,
good.
that's decent from a center position, +4.
Yeah.
Um, Again, like I said, 9 points and you're only +4. Your team's giving your line's giving up a lot of goals. But plus anything is a bonus. So, all right. Let's see, where are we here? I don't know. You got anything else there, Sunshine?
I'm all good, man. I think we've hit all the points we need to so far.
Yeah. So, for all the boys and gals out there, anything else you want to see on the show, give us a holler. We'll add some things if you want to see them. Hopefully, we get a little more interesting segments coming up next week. It's been a little crazy for everybody with the first week of summer season. And as you can see from everybody's availability, we're not the only ones who've got stuff going on. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And make
Yeah.
sure that you guys tell your dads how awesome they are if they are, um, and even if they're not. uh, but thanks for watching the show. This has been Mike Naughty and Sunshine. Um, and we will see you for Game of the Week. Thanks, boys.